Hello and welcome everyone, it is me, the lover, also known as the Power to Duelist, back for you with another deck profile. And what an exciting one this is. Yesterday we just got the new Morphtronics support revealed. This will probably be my equip Morphtronic list post Duelist pack, Duelists of Pyroxene, or probably like the Earth Duelist pack once that drops with us. So let's talk about the new additions we have made and some options you might have. Starting off the main deck is a new card in Gadget Gamer. If this guy is normal summoned, you can add a level more machine from your deck to your hand. You do have a very solid amount of targets for that, but in most cases you will be adding another new card, a Morphtronic Celfon. We'll talk more about him later. Then you can also tribute this guy to special summon a Morphtronic monster from your hand, which you probably added with the first effect, and then special summon a Gadget Hauler from your hand or deck, turning Gadget Hauler into a kind of soft garnet that easily enables a 1-card Power to Dragon of Gadget Gamer, as Gadget Gamer can add Celfon, which is a level 1 tuner. 1 and 6 equals 7, and 7 means Power to Dragon, which is always a good thing to make in this deck. Gadget Hauler again here as a soft garnet also enables some additional graveyard setup for Telefon's attack position effect by pitching Morphtronics from your hand. Next up, a choice I made that probably not a whole lot of people really do consider anymore. A level 4 main deck Morphtronic. You can definitely do without one, I think. We have gotten to that point, but I do like having a target for Scope and also a level 4 main deck one in case, you know, you're not able to get to Earphone. I chose to play Boomboxen, but any other main deck Morphtronic really does the trick here. When with Boomboxen, as it's a level 4 Earth, also easily enabling an Echuria Beast, and it can punch twice, so that's cool. Also, I have super rares, so that's even cooler. But any of the other main deck level 4s definitely also have their benefits. Staplen, if you want to keep the Earth part, would want a bigger body. Slingen, if you don't care for Earth but want removal. Videon, if you want some equip synergy. And Radion, if you want an even bigger body with 1800. All of these can be a 2-off here, depending on your preference. Scope is still here, enabling some level 7 Synchros, and also being a level 4 tuner in some situations, because you do have some ways to swap battle positions now with some of the new cards we'll talk about later. Remote still here, you know, cycling through your Morphtronics in attack position by banishing one from the grave, adding one from deck with the same level as the one you banished, and, you know, getting back some from the grave. In defense, if you send a Morphtronic from the hand to the graveyard and add another one with the same level from your graveyard to hand. Smartphone still here, special summonable level 1 tuner by banishing one Morphtronic monster from your graveyard. In attack position, he rolls a 6-sided die, excavates the cards, and then you add a Morphtronic card. You have a sick new target in the new support for his effect. And while in defense position, you can once per turn roll a 6-sided die, stack the revealed cards of that die roll to the top or bottom of your deck. Very nice. So you can fix that up. Morphtronic Celfon, also still here, the OG play enabler. Once per turn, while in attack position, rolling a 6-sided die, revealing that many cards from top of your deck, and special summon a level 4 or lower Morphtronic from those, ignoring summoning conditions. Really powerful effect, still highly playable. But we do have another new play enabler. Not only is it gamer time, but it's also time for Morphtronic Celfon to shine. While in attack position, once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die. If you do, you gain life points equal to that result times 100. And then you special summon a Morphtronic monster from your graveyard whose level is equal to or lower than the result. Notice this doesn't restrict you from summoning itself. Yes, there is an FTK with this. We are not playing that FTK, but there is an FTK with this. Otherwise, you are able to, you know, easily loop this guy if you are continuously able to link these off, which does make the link variant very appealing. Probably might do a video or like a deck profile on that in the future. We'll just see. Maybe if one of you guys wants to see a link variant, leave that down below. I'll probably get to it. In defense position, you can roll a 6-sided die, excavate cards from top of your deck, and send an excavated Morphtronic card to the graveyard for some graveyard setup for the first effect. If you're machine duping Telephone, that is one of the main things you will be doing, summoning one in defense, so you can dump a Morphtronic and use the other two to start, you know, recurring your resources again. So Telephone, absolutely amazing new card. Definitely want that as a 3-off. Playing a copy of Morphtronic Vacuumin in the main deck. You can probably choose to play like a Harpies, Featherduster, or Monster Reborn in this slot. I just like Vacuumin a lot, so I'm still playing him because he's a free spot removal, I guess. I don't know. probably play like Harpy's or some Monster Reborn. 1/1, Caught by the Grave, and Foolish Burial are some powerful one-off spells we're taking advantage of in this deck. Caught by the Grave to fend off hand traps. 1/1 to summon our increased lineup of powerful level 1 monsters, either Celfon or Telephone from the deck. And Foolish Burial to be able to set up for Telephone in case you draw a Telephone and the Foolish. You can normal the Telephone, activate the Foolish, send something from deck to grave, and then have a target for Telephone to summon. In most cases, you will be sending a Celfon there. Junkbox is still here as a great extender. Summons a level 4 lower Morphtronic from the grave, but it gets popped in end phase. Machine Duplication is also another great extender we're still playing, enabling some sick stuff with Telephone, Celfon, or even Gadget Gamer. You can machine dupe this. But yeah, moving on to another sick new card in Morphtronic Convert Unit. This targets a machine monster you control and applies an effect depending on its battle position. If the targeted monster was an attack, use special summon a Morphtronic from deck with a different name and stack the initially targeted monster from the field to the top of your deck. Very sick because you can turn a normal summonable Morphtronics that don't really combo on their own, like Boomboxen or Remoten, maybe even a Telephone, into a Celfon, and then use that Celfon, since you stacked the previously targeted Morphtronic, to the top of your deck. To summon that back, because the top card of your deck is definitely a Morphtronic and you can't roll lower than a 1, so even rolling a 1 nets you a body. Very nice, makes the attack position effect really solid in all honesty. In defense position, it changes the targeted monster to attack position and then summons a level 4 lower machine from your hand. Still a very neat extending effect. So yeah, another great new support card. These 3 one-offs here are my Braver equips. For my Braver equips, I am playing an Archfiend Staff of Despair. Just because it is able to be added back to your hand from the graveyard if it gets sent to the field while equipped for the low cost of 1,000 life points. Since Telephone gains you a few life points, this doesn't hurt you nearly as much. You will probably still start your duel with like 8k life points or even more if you open Telephone in any way. A super magic Sword of Raptiness for some targeting protection while the equipped monster is in attack position, and maybe even some battle protection if the equipped monster is in defense, which is very nice. And United We Stand, because big number go brr. Capping off the main deck is Morphtronic Repair Unit, another sick extender the deck has access to that is also able to be easily searched off a Power Tool Dragon. Still playing 2. 2 is the minimum amount the deck needs. You will easily go through these in one single combo almost every time. Because if you go hard, you really go off hard even more in this deck. So going through 2 power tools is very easily. Then we have the new guy, Power Tool Braver Dragon. If he is special summoned, he equips up to 3 equips with different names from hand or from deck and or graveyard to himself. Again, that's why we're playing these 3 one-offs: Archfiend Staff of Despair, Raptor, Supreme Magic Plate, and United We Stand. And once per turn during the main phase, as a quick effect, he can send one of his equipped spells to the grave to either target an effect monster on the field and change that monster's battle position, or negate the targeted monster's effects until the end of the turn. Either being basically an extender because you can swap like a Smartphone to defense, stack your top cards for your next reveal of Celfon or Smartphone, or swapping the battle position of a Telephone for further graveyard setup, or to get like another Morphtronic back from the grave if you summoned a Telephone in defense. So Braver definitely enables some cool stuff. That's why I mostly would recommend running an equipped spell like Archfiend Staff of Despair, which is able to add itself back from the graveyard once it is sent. Still playing Livestream Dragon. This could probably be a Borreload Savage Dragon, and absolutely not impact the list. I just like Livestream, so I'm still playing him. Crystal Wing, the easiest way this deck Nibiru proves itself. F8 on Dragster, a very easily made spell and trap negate. Materia Beast, one of your like best end board pieces, as you are easily able to make this, especially with the new Morphtronic Earphone, since most of your decks are Earth anyways, and locking the opponent out of spells is very strong, reason why I always banned. Armory Arm still here for some, silly OTKs and equip synergies, and for some more equip synergies we have a new piece of support in Morphtronic Earphone. The artwork is absolutely adorable, nothing will ever change that. A monster equipped with this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase, and the following effects are hard once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target a face-up monster on the field treated as a tuner, which is kind of a very neat bonus effect. And also you can target a synchro monster on the field, equip this card from field or graveyard to it. Mostly you will be using this to synchro climb into a Naturia Beast because you had a level 3 tuner like Scopen and Remoten on the field with a Celfon. and you know, then just use an additional level 1 Earth tuner like Smartphone or Telephone to go into Naturia Beast. But the double attacking is still very nice. For the Braver Dragon, for some OTKs, especially if you're able to make Armory Arm and this thing, you can do some really sick OTKs. Formula Synchron is here because you're easily able to make it, and it draws you another card. Initially was experimenting with additional copies. This could probably be also something you swap the Livestream Dragon out for, as you're easily able to make this. It draws you a card, and drawing additional cards in this deck is very sick, because if you draw an extender, oh boy, you're going off. Levier is something I am a bit torn on. I still like having it if you need to machine Dupe Remoten, but I think those cases will be few and far between nowadays with the new support. So this is probably also a slot you can replace. Playing an Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. This is a very sick card, I think, and with the deck not really having that much side deck space, to, you know, make room for cards like Dark Ruler No More and Forbidden Droplets. Having like an easily made Dark Ruler from the extra deck is kind of neat. So I'm just kind of testing with her. You're also easily able to link climb with Telephone, as you can loop these for like infinite link material. Appaloosa is another strong link to make. Platinum Gadget would probably be Halka Fibrax, but I like Platinum Gadget a lot. But you can definitely swap this out for Halka Fibrax, especially if you're playing a Borrelord Savage Dragon in the slot. Link Rebo, just link 1 to cap off the deck, cap off the main deck. You have a lot of level 1s, and turning something into battle protection is just kind of neat. In terms of like some options, you have talked about the level 4s, just run like 2 of, you know, your level 4 of preference. Gizmek Naganaki is a card you can still definitely play. Probably play this instead of the Gadget Gamer package, which I would highly recommend you play the Gadget Gamer package instead of this, but he still enables you to go for Telephone and Celfon, which is rather nice, so he's still an option. Talked about Halka Fibrax, you probably play this instead of the Platinum Gadget if you want. You can play, you know, Harpy's Feathers and Monster Reborn instead of the Vacuumin here. And then we get into some options you have with Braver Dragon. Braver Dragon gives you access to a Bamboo Sword engine on his own, because equipping Broken Bamboo Sword, Cursed Bamboo Sword, and another equip. Using Braver, swap himself to defense, send Cursed, Cursed add gold, activate gold, casually draw 2. Very sick. If you want Braver as like a draw 2 extender, can definitely do that. And even in that case, you still have a Broken Bamboo Sword on the Braver, so you still negate on the follow-up. Something I do have to give credit to Holy Spirit. From our Discord. Magicalized Duststorm Mob prevents the equipped monster from being tributed, uses Fusion Synchro Xyz material. This is kind of cool to prevent your Braver Dragon from being Kaiju'd or Super Polyed, very nice. And some more generic ones like Metal, Silver Armor, and Mist Body. I will probably link you guys an amazing video by Taller Vision down in the description below. He made a very, you know, nice short video going through some options. So check that out if you want some, you know, more combinations you can pull off with Braver Dragon. The new archetypal equip spell is Live Extreme. You can only equip this to an Earth Synchro. If it battles an opponent's monster, the opponent's monster loses 1500 attack during damage calc. And once per turn, if the battle position of a monster is changed, target a card on the field and destroy it. Can net you a very neat pop if you chose to a Braver effect on your turn to swap a battle position. Or of course can also be a pop on your opponent's turn to, you know, have that as a disruption if you don't need a negate. And also if this is sent from the spell trap zone to the graveyard, you can tribute a power 2 Synchro monster to special summon a Livestream Dragon from your extra deck, which is treated as a Synchro summon. This is still like a kind of neat archetypal equip spell, but I currently just don't have the space for it. Just find like the 3 Braver equips you like the most. But yeah, in general, what are my thoughts on the deck now that we have some more support? I am like basically paraphrasing this from my Twitter. By the way, follow me on there if you want like some updates on what I'm up to, either Yu-Gi-Oh! Wise or how much I'm sucking at League. But in general, I think the new Playmakers definitely help to take this deck onto the next level, because it's less like, you know, you didn't draw Celfon and now it's kind of just, what do I do? Telephone's also just as competent as a starter, and Gadget Gamer is absolutely insane just because it's a 1 card into just a very like decent amount of plays, because Gadget Gamer alone being a power 2 dragon, from there with an extender you are also able to make Crystal Wing or Braver Dragon, so that is kind of great. leaving you with a lot of cards left in your hand to work with depending on the situation and what you want to respect. In general, just having Earphone as a readily available Earth level 4 is kind of great. And yeah, convert units just kind of sick, like not gonna lie. Being able to summon a Celfon from deck, stack a Morphtronic to the top to only summon that back with Celfon, probably triggering that Morphtronics effect again, is really lovely, in all honesty. This support just fixed a lot about like the deck that I had issues with and that I had, hopes we would get, answers and solutions for. But what are your thoughts? I've seen some mixed responses online. Up until this point, generally, I do think a lot of people are happy with this, but a lot of people would probably like this to be more. I'm happy. Let me know what you think down below, and if you maybe want like a dedicated combo guide for this deck. But with all that out of the way, I'll thank you guys very much for watching and see you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.